Hi, it's Erik and welcome to our video conversation this week. We all know in Minnesota we've had a lot of flood damage from excessive rains and high water. I visited firsthand some of those damaged areas in both Chanhassen and Chaska, parts of Carver County. The entire Minnesota congressional delegation recently sent a letter to FEMA supporting and endorsing the governor's request for emergency disaster assistance. We need to make sure that that money is delivered efficiently and quickly to those in need in Minnesota. And then I also spoke at a very special ceremony in Washington, D.C. this week, honoring a special Swedish citizen who was given honorary American citizenship at one point. His name is Raoul Wallenberg. He was credited during World War II, during the Nazi regime, for saving almost 100,000 Jews from Nazi death camps. Now we're going to get to our questions, though. The first question actually comes in an email from Judith in Maple Grove. She wrote in saying, Congressman Paulsen, in 2011, a provision in the Affordable Care Act removed over-the-counter medicine eligibility under tax-preferred accounts, including flexible spending arrangements in both FSAs and healthcare savings accounts, HSAs, unless that medicine was purchased with a doctor's prescription. This affects more than 45 million Americans who have these accounts and use them for their healthcare spending. Please co-sponsor legislation to allow us to once again use these accounts to purchase over-the-counter medications. Thank you, Judith. What Judith is referring to is these healthcare savings accounts and flexible spending accounts give great flexibility for individuals to use their own healthcare dollars for their own healthcare needs. And it used to be the case before the Affordable Health Care Act that you could use these dollars to purchase simple over-the-counter medications. It might be simple allergy medications for your child. It might be over-the-counter medication like Advil. You no longer, under the new law, can use these accounts to purchase over-the-counter medications. That's wrong. It definitely is hurting families. I'm doing two things. One, I'm both co-sponsoring and sponsoring legislation to make sure we restore to the original provisions to allow families to use these healthcare spending accounts as they see fit to purchase simple over-the-counter medications without having to first get a doctor's prescription. I also received a phone call from Katie in Bloomington about the importance of foreign adoption. She spoke about the difficulty of going through and actually completing the adoption process in foreign countries, and she believes and thinks that the adoption process should be made easier. Katie, this is a very important issue for a lot of families in Minnesota that I've heard from, and I completely agree. Some countries have made it very difficult for American families to adopt children. In particular, I've spoken out and been active writing letters to the State Department to make it easier so we can engage countries like Russia and Guatemala to make this adoption process a lot easier. The latest country that's made it more difficult for American families is the Democratic Republic of the Congo. This week, we passed legislation urging the Republic of the Congo to make sure that exit visas will be granted and allowed for these children to be reunited and united with American families. Thanks for taking the time to write in with your thoughts and your questions. Continue to stay in touch. You can reach me, of course, on Twitter, on Facebook, or you can send your email off the web at paulsen.house.gov.